she's not an American. I mean, she is now, but she's an immigrant. And by the way, most of us are immigrants. Most of us are. Most of our fathers, forefathers, etc., came from someplace else and came here. It's nice for people to revisionists, to go back and just know your history. I mean, people take those DNA tests. Take the DNA test and find out where your family came from. Be proud. Be proud of your heritage. My point, too, with my friend, the other that came into my studio yesterday, and we were doing business. I have a business other than doing the talk show. And I'm helping him develop his skill sets with voiceover. And we were having a great conversation, and a lot of it was just outside of politics. And I said, it would be nice, with this conversation with America that I have each week here and For the People with stations across the country and on the internet, people listen on stream and YouTube and all the different social media apparatuses, is that one thing that I just want to make clear with you is that this is water cooler discussion. I don't invent these stories. I don't make these stories up. We report on the stuff that you probably already know about, and if you're on vacation or if you don't watch the news, you catch up on it. I give you a little update on it, and I give you some perspective, and hopefully something to ponder on. But I said, God, wouldn't it be nice if we could talk like this to each other? Right, left, independence. We need to have more of a coming together, a meeting of the minds and the hearts, and the heart first. The heart first. But, when it comes down to a lot of this, and you mentioned this, and it gets some people really hot and heated, is when you talk about things like values, things like virtues, things like standards. And people across this country have different views on that and what that means. But you know what? We can meld. Maybe you're not religious. Maybe you don't come from a conservative upbringing. Maybe you're anti-conservatism because you grew up in such a household or in a religious household and you despise it. You hate it. You feel liberated. And you want to liberate everybody else, right? Some people that have that mindset that want to. They feel like it's their job, their duty to do so. But anyway, I like the differences that we have. I learn from people. And you know what? I admittedly will say, my God, this is so leftist, liberal ideology and something that I don't agree with, something that I don't practice. But I don't need to go to their watering hole, and I don't have to sit there and partake of things that I don't believe in. But at least I know where they're coming from. And they're not all bad. Just like all conservatives are not bad. And that's the problem with a lot of liberals these days, is that people write each other off. And as conservative, I don't write all liberals off. I'm friends with a lot of liberals. But you have to agree to disagree. And the other thing is do your due diligence. I don't think that people do enough due diligence where they do research. They know what the stories are. They know who the players are, and they know what their background is. I mean, if you did the same litmus test, if you were at a church and you were looking for somebody of, I don't know, virtue and a man of God, that you wanted to just put into the pulpit. And unfortunately, a lot of guys in the pulpit and gals in the pulpit right now are not living the above reproach lifestyles. And they're no better than the congregation. People are fine with that these days. He's just like us. Yeah, I'm not looking for a perfect pastor, but I'm looking for somebody that's pretty darn close. He'll make mistakes. She'll make mistakes, but if you're running in and doing some real questionable items there, you shouldn't be up in that pulpit. I'd be afraid on a clear, cool day in Florida be struck by lightning. I just don't mess with the man upstairs, seriously, and I believe in him. But not everybody does. And again, that's their perspective. And they're entitled to it, and that's a good thing. By the way, For the People, if you didn't know, listener-supported broadcast, and we still have our Hug Initiative. We're looking to do some advertising and some national trade publications for the people to bring people up to speed on this heritage broadcast that has been on the air for over 40 years. Started in Tampa and still in Tampa and growing across America. So if you'd like to support this broadcast and it resonates with you, like it, we got people that support us with $1 a month up to $25 to $50 a month. But whatever you can do, one-time donation, we appreciate it. forthepeopleshow.com is where you can make an easy donation, a fast donation, and we appreciate all our ongoing supporters. We could certainly use a few more. And thank the radio station, by the way, that is broadcasting this show. Let them know that you like it and you can sound off on it. And we'd like to hear from you as well. You can write in to forthepeopleshow.com on our website. There's a little form under contact, and I do answer every single email back. So when I say to do it, I will. And I do call some people back, too. And I do take to heart your opinions and also sometimes some show tips or some guest ideas, because we do have guests and some really good ones when we do. And we're just not the show that just puts people on to put people on. There's a lot of talk shows that just, they always have somebody on. They're just not so interesting. It's always special when we have somebody on, we think, because I can certainly run my mouth and keep your attention. By the way, Larry King, he's been around forever, and I got to meet him at WMCA in New York when he was doing talk radio when I was just getting involved with voiceover and broadcasting back in the 80s. Oh, yeah, when Cousin Brucey was there in New York City, and they called it Good Guy Radio, the Good Guys. Some of you remember that in the Northeast, or you're from somewhere else now, but you remember Good Guy Radio. It was something. It was pretty special. And WMCA at that time was located on 57th and 7th Avenue in New York, and the Hard Rock Cafe was there, and Columbus Circle, right up the block there. So, yeah, you could just take the train right there from wherever you were. And most New Yorkers, by the way, do take the train. They don't think they're too good. Most mayors take the subway. Yeah, no kidding. Koch did. Cuomo did. I don't know about Bloomberg, maybe with a security detail, but a lot of the, I'm not even kidding, they do take the subway. They do. They have a little entourage. They don't just, hop on there without anybody, saying anything. No, they got somebody that's watching their back. But they do it because it's the fastest way to get around, and you know how it is. It's snail. Yeah, with the traffic, with the red lights, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, if you visit New York, take the subway. If you go to the airport, maybe you take a car or an Uber or something like that. All right, Larry King, what he says about his network that he was on. He's on the Aura Network now. He's been on there for a long time. It's a really good talk show. We'll be back with more For the People right after this.
Help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. For the people. For the people is there.
It was a huge pill to swallow. Being told that you would never breathe on your own, be able to walk on your own, or being able to feed myself on my own completely changes you. You have to realize who the new you is while living with the limitations that you have on a day-to-day basis. I was sitting on the couch contemplating, is my life really worth it? Wounded Warrior Project showed me that I am worth it. My first event was a soldier ride in Seattle, and I got to ride 50 miles on a hand cycle that I borrowed from them at zero cost to me. All I had to do was show up. I'm so thankful that Wounded Warrior Project was there to help me. Being able to open up and not having to re-explain everything that's going on in your life because they get it. I know of no other veterans organization that has been able to help me get to where I am now. Where I started off barely being able to move my arms to now being able to walk without holding on to anything. I am living proof.
Go to IamLivingProof, WWP.org.
For the people is there.
Your American heritage. Showers of granite came raining down after the blast. DeWitt Clinton smiled approvingly. It was an insane idea, a 363-mile canal from Albany, New York to Lake Erie. Irish immigrants were happy to get 85 cents a day plus good food and lodging to dig the big ditch, the Erie Canal. It was a mind-boggling engineering marvel that would open up trade to and from the west. Horses and mules plodded down the towpaths, pulling the canal boats to a new frontier. This has been Don Keyes with another daguerreotype in your American heritage.
Remembering your American heritage each For the People broadcast on this station and at forthepeopleshow.com. I'm Keith Allen for Don Keyes in your American heritage. Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, patriotic as can be, in featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And we're back. I'm Keith Allen, and you're listening to For the People on a Friday. And possibly a weekend, because it is the weekend edition of For the People, and so proud to be on this station. Or if you're listening on our podcast, it is a busy podcast. We have a lot. We had to up our server space, as a matter of fact, with tens of thousands of people who tune in on our website across the country, and not all at once, because we don't want to take the server down. But it's grown considerably in 4.5 years that he took over the show. Can you believe that? Some of you that have been supporting the show that long, 4.5 years. Chuck, the founder of the broadcast, passed last April. Actually, this April. What am I talking about? He's not been. This year, early this year, he passed. And I was thinking the other day, wouldn't it be nice to go and just say hi to Chuck in Gainesville at the nursing home? It's something that I did quite frequently, and I was like, Chuck passed, and that happens when people pass away, and you forget for a second. And then you remember, you can't do that, at least not right now. And I'd like to believe that there's a meeting in the sky, and I believe he's in God's hands. So, say a prayer. Chuck started something terrific, and we think that the something special that he started, though I always feel like there's only one Larry King, there was only one Chuck Harder. Even though he passed the mic on to me, and said, good luck with the broadcast, and please carry on the traditions. We are, but it's a different time. Radio's changed, and think about when Chuck got into broadcasting, how many people were in talk radio at that time that were known, and Chuck was number 2 to Rush Limbaugh back then, and on hundreds of affiliates every single day, and people listened to Chuck. And I remember people telling me that they thought that the show just started, and they listened to 3 whole hours, including the news at the top of the hour, because he had UPI News, he had the weather, he had sports, he had the stock ticker, he had all that stuff, 3 hours, and it still wasn't enough. But it's changed a lot, because you got dozens and dozens of opportunities now. Everybody,